Why do some people capture our minds so fully that we cannot stop thinking about them, while others vanish from memory the moment they leave the room? The answer is power. And today, we will uncover how to make anyone obsessed with you through the ruthless wisdom of Machiavelli. In every court, in every kingdom, and even in your modern world, one truth endures: power is not held merely by armies or wealth, but by the chains of desire you wrap around others. To rule a man's heart is to rule his mind, and to rule his mind is to command his actions. Today, I shall teach you the secret art of making others obsessed with you. Ask yourself this: what makes a person linger in your thoughts long after they've left the room? Is it because they were kind? Because they smiled or spoke gently? No. Kindness alone does not bind the human heart. It is too common, too easily found, too quickly forgotten. The truth, though bitter, is this: people do not obsess over what is freely given, they obsess over what they are made to desire. To understand the roots of obsession, you must see men and women as they truly are, not as they pretend to be. They claim to admire generosity, yet they take it for granted. They claim to value selflessness, yet they exploit it without shame. A man who gives endlessly is not adored, he is used. A woman who always says yes is not treasured, she is overlooked. This is the harsh law of human nature. What is abundant loses its value. Desire, on the other hand, is a fire. It consumes, it torments, it enslaves. And to create desire, you must not give everything, but only enough to awaken hunger. Imagine a banquet where the host offers dish after dish until the guest is sick with abundance. No guest leaves obsessed with the food, they leave bloated and dull. But imagine instead a single taste of sweetness, rare and fleeting. The guest departs restless, haunted by the flavor, desperate for more. Such is the art of power. If you want anyone to be obsessed with you, do not seek to drown them in affection or constant approval. Instead, make yourself the rare flame they cannot touch too easily. Give enough to show them the warmth of your presence, but then retreat. Give them a glimpse of your brilliance, but not the whole light. In this way, they become restless in your absence, unable to escape the thought of you. People are ruled by what they cannot fully possess. They dream endlessly of what lies beyond their reach. And when you position yourself as the object of their desire, carefully just beyond their grasp, you do not need to chase them. They will chase you. Their mind will serve you more loyally than any servant, because it will chain itself to the thought of you, day and night. But here is the danger. Many fall into the trap of mistaking kindness for influence. They think that giving more will inspire gratitude, that constant presence will win love, that sacrifice will awaken loyalty. These are lies whispered by the weak. Gratitude is short-lived, loyalty is fragile, and love itself fades with routine. But desire, when cultivated carefully, can be made eternal. So let me be clear: you must control others not through kindness, but through the fire of want. Let them feel your absence as strongly as your presence. Let them never know if they have truly captured your affection, or if you remain just out of reach. This uncertainty binds them far more tightly than comfort ever could. Consider the rulers of old, kings and princes who inspired not merely respect, but obsession. They did not achieve this by giving freely, but by presenting themselves as the sole key to satisfaction. Their court hungered for a glance, a word, a favor, because such things were scarce and therefore priceless. Their power was not in generosity, but in withholding. And this principle extends far beyond palaces or kingdoms. It applies to love, to friendship, to influence in every sphere of life. The one who gives constantly is forgotten. The one who makes others desire, the one who withholds just enough, becomes unforgettable. You must learn to give in measured doses, never all at once. Reveal only fragments of yourself, never the whole. Allow others to think they are close to knowing you, while always keeping a part hidden. This distance creates longing. This longing creates obsession. But remember, desire cannot live without boundaries. It is only when a thing is not fully attained that it grows more precious. If you strip away all resistance, if you hand yourself over completely, you kill the very hunger that makes others cling to you. In pursuit of obsession, never forget that denial is as important as reward. Once you master this truth, you begin to see the world differently. You no longer scramble to win affection or recognition, because you understand that those who matter will give it to you freely if you command their desire. And desire, unlike love or loyalty, can be manipulated at will. It can be planted, cultivated, and controlled like a weapon in your hand. This is the first law of making anyone obsessed with you control them, not through kindness, but through desire. For desire is the invisible chain that binds more tightly than gratitude, more enduringly than love. And once you have ignited this hunger, once you have made them restless in your absence, then you can take the next step in this strategy of power. The art of scarcity, where presence itself becomes the rarest and most valuable of gifts. When you understand that desire is the true chain that binds people to you, you must ask yourself, what keeps desire alive? The answer is not constant presence nor endless indulgence. The answer is scarcity. What is rare is revered. What is always present becomes invisible. Even the brightest star is unnoticed in the noonday sun, but one faint glimmer in the midnight sky captures every gaze. This is why scarcity is the ultimate tool of power. When you are everywhere, when you are always available, you are no longer a treasure. You are background noise. Your presence loses weight, your words lose meaning, your actions lose impact. But when you withdraw, when you make yourself rare, people's minds inflate your value. They begin to imagine that your absence must mean importance, that your silence must carry wisdom, that your distance must conceal greatness. You become larger in their imagination than you ever could be, by standing before them every hour. It is the same with all things men desire. Gold shines not only because of its beauty, but because it is scarce. A gem buried deep within the earth becomes priceless, not because it is needed, but because it is rare. Apply this principle to yourself, and you will see how quickly others begin to obsess over you. If they feel your absence, they will chase your presence. If they cannot have you whenever they wish, they will hunger for the moment they do. Think of the courtier who constantly flatters the prince, never leaving his side, always eager to please. Soon he becomes invisible, nothing more than furniture in the palace. But the one who appears rarely, who speaks little, who withholds his presence, becomes a mystery. When he does appear, all eyes turn toward him, wondering what wisdom he carries, what purpose he conceals. His scarcity makes him powerful. His distance makes him valuable. And so it is in love, in friendship, and in every bond between people. If you give all of yourself constantly, if you are always available at every call, then your presence is taken for granted. They may use you, they may even like you, but they will never obsess over you. To inspire obsession, you must master the art of withdrawal. Appear, then disappear. Give, then withhold. Show yourself, then retreat into absence. This rhythm is what enslaves the mind. People value what they cannot easily have. The rare moment with you becomes a treasure. The rare word from you becomes sacred. The rare gesture of kindness becomes unforgettable. If you make yourself scarce, you turn the simplest of actions into priceless currency. Your smile, your approval, even your silence gains weight, because it is not common, because it is not given freely to all. But let me warn you, scarcity must be deliberate, not careless. If you vanish without purpose, if you appear to neglect or abandon, you lose power rather than gain it. True scarcity is not absence without meaning. It is absence that speaks. Your withdrawal must suggest importance. Your silence must hint at intention. When you are not there, they must feel that you are elsewhere shaping destiny, not simply wasting time. In this way, your absence becomes louder than another's presence. And consider this: the more you withhold, the more people will begin to create their own illusions about you. They will fill the void of your absence with fantasies, imaginations, and desires. They will magnify your qualities, sometimes beyond reality, simply because you are not there to contradict them. The less they see, the more they invent, and this invention feeds obsession. This is why great leaders, lovers, and manipulators alike all learn the art of being rare. They do not overexpose themselves. They do not reveal too much. They do not become ordinary by being always present. They know that scarcity is a crown, and that only those who are not easily reached are deeply pursued. The masses are addicted to what they cannot have in abundance. Deny them your presence, and they will beg for it. Deny them your attention, and they will crave it. Deny them your approval, and they will shape their lives trying to earn it. What is rare bends the will of men more than what is freely abundant. This law, once mastered, makes you unforgettable. For even in your absence, you remain present in their mind. Even in your silence, your voice echoes in their thoughts. And once you understand the hold that scarcity gives you, you can take the next step in forging true obsession, the weaving of mystery and uncertainty, where the unknown itself becomes your most powerful weapon. When scarcity has made your presence valuable, you must take this further. Rarity alone creates longing, but it is mystery that deepens obsession. For man is a creature enslaved not only by what he desires, but by what he cannot fully understand. The human mind cannot tolerate uncertainty. When it is denied answers, it does not rest. It invents, it speculates, it obsesses. This is the weapon you must learn to wield. Understand this well. The moment you become predictable, you become ordinary. When people think they know all of you, when every thought, every emotion, every action is revealed, you no longer haunt their imagination. You are a finished book, and finished books are left to gather dust. But when parts of you remain hidden, when they never know your full intentions, you become an endless puzzle. They turn you over in their mind, replaying your words, your silences, your gestures, searching for answers that never come. And it is this endless searching that makes them obsessed. The greatest rulers of history did not reveal their hearts. They knew that to be transparent is to be powerless. A king who shows every thought invites manipulation. A lover who reveals every emotion loses allure. But one who keeps a veil over his mind, one who reveals just enough to provoke curiosity, but never enough to be fully known, that one commands both fear and fascination. His enemies wonder what he plans. His allies wonder where they stand. His lovers wonder if they truly hold him. And all of them, bound by this uncertainty, are unable to let him go. You must learn this art. Speak with layers, act with dual meanings, leave questions unanswered. When someone asks you where you stand, give them a piece of the truth, but not the whole. When someone seeks your approval, grant them a smile that could mean many things. When someone presses for certainty, offer them ambiguity. In this way, they are forced to live not with the comfort of answers, but with the torment of possibilities. And torment, though it burns, also enslaves. Do not think that love thrives on honesty alone. Love thrives more on mystery. The lover who knows every detail of your heart may grow secure, but security kills passion. The lover who wonders if they truly possess you, if they truly understand you, is never secure, never at rest. Their mind spins endlessly, replaying your every word, searching your every glance, trying to decode the hidden meaning. This endless uncertainty creates obsession. For the more they doubt, the more they cling. Even in friendship, mystery is a crown. The companion who reveals all quickly becomes ordinary. But the one who hints at depths unseen, who carries himself with quiet secrecy, who speaks less than he knows, this one is admired, respected, even feared. His presence is heavy, his absence haunting. Those around him cannot help but ask, what does he truly think? What does he truly feel? What does he truly want? And so their minds never rest from him. The power of mystery is that it forces others to do your work for you. You need not explain yourself. They will invent explanations. You need not reveal your plans. They will imagine them, often in ways that give you more power than you actually possess. In fact, many rulers and manipulators throughout history have survived not because they were truly powerful, but because their mystery created the illusion of power. People feared what they could not see, respected what they could not understand, and desired what they could not grasp. Remember this: certainty is the enemy of obsession. When you give someone certainty, you release them. Their mind finds closure, their heart finds peace, and they move on. But when you give them uncertainty, when you deny them closure, when you leave questions lingering, you bind them to you. For the mind cannot leave unfinished business, and you must make sure that you are the unfinished business. They can never resolve. But beware, mystery without substance is quickly revealed as emptiness. You must combine your secrecy with strength, your ambiguity with action. Do not be silent because you have nothing to say. Be silent because you could say much. Do not be mysterious because you are hollow. Be mysterious because you are vast. When there is truth behind the veil becomes impenetrable. So cultivate this power carefully. Show parts of yourself, but not the whole. Give answers, but never all of them. Let people believe they are close to knowing you, yet always keep a part hidden. This distance, this uncertainty, keeps their mind enslaved. It keeps them awake at night wondering, doubting, desiring. And when they are bound to you in this way, you may wield the next weapon of true control. The rhythm of reward and withdrawal, the art of giving pleasure and then withholding it, which deepens desire into dependence. Once you have cloaked yourself in mystery and forced others into a restless chase for answers, they will never fully grasp. You must take this control one step further. Obsession is not sustained by mystery alone. It must be fed, but fed carefully. The secret lies in creating a cycle of reward and denial, of giving pleasure and then withholding it. For nothing enslaves the human soul more than the taste of sweetness that is never guaranteed. Consider how gamblers are ruined, not by constant winning, but by uncertain reward. A man who wins every time loses interest. A man who loses every time walks away. But the man who wins sometimes, unpredictably, becomes a slave. His mind cannot detach from the possibility that the next turn will bring fortune. He spends his life chasing a reward that comes only when fate allows. This same principle applies to human desire. When you grant someone affection or attention, only sometimes, when you alternate between indulgence and withdrawal, you make them dependent on your rhythm. A lover who showers affection endlessly may be adored at first, but soon becomes ordinary. Their warmth loses meaning because it is always present. But a lover who sometimes gives passion and sometimes gives coldness, who offers affection today and distance tomorrow, keeps the heart in chains. The uncertainty drives the other into obsession. They do not know when they will taste your sweetness again, so they chase it with desperation. They live in constant hunger, never satisfied, always yearning. This rhythm of reward and denial is one of the sharpest tools of control. When you give fully. Let them feel the warmth of your presence, the charm of your words, the force of your attention. Make them believe they have touched paradise itself, but do not allow this paradise to last. Withdraw suddenly, without explanation, leaving them stranded in the cold. They will ache for the return of what you once gave, and this ache will bind them to you more tightly than any constant affection ever could. In power, as in love, the same principle holds true. A ruler who always rewards his people dulls their hunger. But a ruler who sometimes grants favor, sometimes withholds it, creates a court of desperate servants. Each man competes for his glance, each woman fights for his smile, each ally clings to the hope that they will be chosen next. The unpredictability is intoxicating. They cannot walk away, for the next favor may be theirs. You must learn to control this rhythm with precision. If you withhold too long, they may despair and turn elsewhere. If you give too freely, they may grow complacent. The art lies in balance. Give just enough to keep them alive, withhold enough to keep them starving. Let them taste, but never feast. Let them drink, but never quench their thirst. In this way, they become addicted not to what you give, but to the possibility of what you might give again. And note this carefully. When you do reward, when you do grant affection, recognition, or favor, do it with intensity. Let the moment burn itself into their memory. Let it be so powerful that they cannot forget it. Then, when you withdraw, the absence of that moment haunts them. They will replay it endlessly in their mind, longing to feel it again. It is not the constant stream of small pleasures that enslaves. It is the rare and powerful moments that leave a lasting mark. Psychologists in your modern age would call this intermittent reinforcement. But centuries before, it was known simply as mastery of the human heart. It is the way rulers kept their subjects loyal, the way lovers kept their partners enslaved, the way leaders commanded armies not through force, but through carefully measured attention. For the human soul is weak when it hungers, and he who controls its hunger controls the man entirely. This cycle also allows you to conceal your true intentions. When you alternate between closeness and distance, warmth and coldness, no one is ever secure in their position. They cannot predict you, and so they cannot control you. They remain forever in pursuit, forever uncertain, forever bound. The more they doubt where they stand with you, the more tightly they cling. And this clinging is the essence of obsession. Understand, to make someone obsessed is not to make them comfortable. It is to make them restless. Restless in your absence, restless in your presence, restless in their doubts, restless in their hopes. You must master the rhythm of giving and withholding so that they never find peace. They must always want more, always wonder when the next moment will come, always feel as though they are one step away from winning your full favor. But remember, this rhythm must not be random. It must appear unpredictable, yet it must always serve your purpose. Each act of giving should draw them deeper. Each act of withholding should tighten the chains. Over time, you will find that they no longer pursue anyone else, no longer think of anything else, no longer act from their own will. They act only in response to you, the giver and taker of their pleasure. And once you have mastered this rhythm, once you have enslaved their heart to the uncertainty of your affection, you are ready for the final stage of this art, to crown your presence with strength. For no obsession can survive without the shadow of power. For it is not only mystery and desire that make men restless, but the awe they feel before those who appear stronger than themselves. Once you have mastered the rhythm of reward and denial, once you have made others hunger for what only you can give, there is one truth you must never forget. People do not obsess over what they see as weak. Desire without respect fades into pity, and mystery without strength dissolves into ridicule. To hold the minds of others in chains, you must project power. Obsession is born not only from what is withheld, but from the impression that you are above them, untouchable, a figure to be admired, feared, and desired all at once. Consider the nature of men and women. They are drawn to strength instinctively, the way moths are drawn to flame. The weak may win sympathy, but sympathy does not command obsession. The weak may be pitied, but they are not pursued. Only the strong, those who radiate authority and presence, become the center of gravity around which others revolve. To be obsessed over, you must appear as more than ordinary flesh. You must appear as an unshakable force. Strength takes many forms, and it is not always brute force. Sometimes it is the calmness of one who does not flinch in the face of adversity. Sometimes it is the confidence of one who speaks as though his words are law. Sometimes it is the quiet dominance of one who walks into a room and compels attention without asking for it. True strength is not loud desperation, but steady control. It is the aura that whispers, "I do not need you, but you need me." When you walk among others, you must never appear needy or desperate. Desperation is the perfume of weakness, and it repels the very obsession you seek. Instead, cloak yourself in independence. Let it be seen that your world moves with or without them. When they sense that you do not rely on their approval, that you can walk away without loss, they are forced into the position of dependence. This imbalance of power is what makes them cling. They hunger not only for your affection, but for the strength that seems to radiate from you. History offers countless lessons. The rulers who were adored most fiercely were not those who begged for love, but those who commanded it. Caesar did not inspire loyalty because he was gentle, but because he carried himself as destiny itself. Cleopatra did not enslave hearts with beauty alone, but with the aura of a queen who could not be resisted. Even in your modern age, those who stand apart, who project superiority, who walk with an unshakable sense of their own power, are the ones who attract obsession. But strength must be carefully displayed. If you attempt to show it through arrogance, you may provoke hatred instead of desire. If you show it only through cruelty, you may create fear without attachment. True strength is measured, balanced, and deliberate. It is the quiet, but undeniable presence that makes others think, here is someone above me, someone I cannot fully control, someone I must cling to even as they remain out of reach. This is why you must cultivate inner command. Master yourself before you master others. Control your emotions so that no insult provokes you, no setback breaks you, no temptation enslaves you. Those who lose control of themselves cannot control others. But those who remain composed, who speak when they wish and remain silent when they wish, who act with deliberation rather than impulse, these are the ones who inspire obsession. For men and women alike will always desire the stability they lack within themselves. And do not forget the importance of appearance. The world does not see your soul, it sees only the mask you wear. If you wish to command obsession, you must wear the mask of strength in every moment. Your posture, your gaze, your silence, your words, all must suggest control. Let them see that you are not easily shaken, not easily swayed. Even when storms rage within you, your surface must remain calm. This illusion of invincibility is often enough to enslave the imagination of others. Understand also that strength creates contrast. When you occasionally give affection, it becomes infinitely more valuable because it comes from someone above, not from someone below. The weak man's affection is seen as pleading. The strong man's affection is seen as a gift. The weak woman's love is dismissed as dependence. The strong woman's love is cherished as rare favor. In both cases, the power behind the gesture determines its value. It is not the act itself, but the strength of the giver that transforms it into obsession, and so the pattern completes itself. Desire without strength is fragile. Scarcity without power is hollow. Mystery without dominance is ignored. Reward without authority is wasted. To make anyone obsessed with you, all must be woven together. The hunger you create, the rarity of your presence, the questions that linger in their mind, the rhythm of your indulgence and denial, and finally, the strength that makes them see you not as equal, but as superior. Only then does obsession take root so deeply that it cannot be undone, for they are no longer chasing just your affection or your presence. They are chasing the image of power itself, embodied in you, the one they cannot resist, the one who stands above them like a figure carved in stone, untouchable and unforgettable. And so, we arrive at the final truth. The pursuit of obsession is not about love, kindness, or even fairness. It is about mastery. The one who understands how to stir desire, how to withdraw when needed, how to create hunger in the heart of others, will always hold the throne in human affairs. Machiavelli knew this centuries ago. People are not loyal to ideals, nor to virtue. They are loyal to the chains of their own passions. And if you are the one who forges those chains, you become unforgettable. Remember this: to make someone obsessed with you is not to drown them in affection, but to give them just enough to crave more. To appear powerful is better than to appear desperate. To inspire longing is better than to inspire comfort. And to leave behind mystery is far more dangerous than to reveal your whole self. Now the choice is yours. You can remain ordinary, offering your heart openly and watching it be ignored. Or you can rise above the common man, adopt the art of calculated desire, and become the one that others cannot stop thinking about. In a world where most are begging for attention, be the one who commands it. In a world where many fade into the background, be the figure who dominates memory. For those who master this, obsession is not something they chase. It is something they summon at will.